Okay, good morning, everyone. This is 4.7. Use isosceles and equilateral triangles. Got the title and the objective right here. Okay, so here's what goes in your notes, guys. On the right-hand side of your notes, please make this picture right here. This is an isosceles triangle where you have two congruent legs. You can see the red tick marks on the legs. The base angles are the angles that are across from those tick marks. For example, let's say that you have a triangle like so, and you have tick marks on these two legs. The base angles are the angles that are directly across from those sides. So if you draw an arrow from this side over here like so, it's this angle here. If you draw an arrow from this side to this angle over here, there it is. These two angles, these two green angles, go with these two green sides. They are directly across. So if the sides are the same, the angles are the same, and then vice versa. Oh, and then the single other angle, it's called the vertex angle. Whoopsie daisy. Called the vertex angle right there. Okay, guys. So what I'd like you to do is, if you put the other stuff in your notes, you really don't need this. So the first one is called base angles theorem, where if you have two sides that are the same, angle B and C would be your what else you could prove from that. They'd be the same. And the converse of that would be if the angles are the same, the sides directly across are the same. Let's try to trip you up a little bit here. Let's make it kind of a funny one. So like this. If these are the two sides, think about what are the two angles that would be the same. You'd go directly across. So draw an arrow across to that angle. There's one. Draw an arrow across to that angle right there. There's the other. These are the two base angles that would go with those sides. Okay, moving on to the next one. Please put this problem into your notes. Oh, if you need something paused, just raise your hand. Okay, so name the two congruent angles that you can prove after you know these two sides are congruent to each other. So you go directly across to the angle that is across from this side. The angle that is across from it is angle E. Notice how you couldn't draw an arrow to F because it'd run along the same line there. Same thing with D. So it has to be E. Okay, so we'll go put a little arc on the E and then go across from this tick mark across to be at F, right? So what can you prove? Angle F would be congruent to angle E. Oh, and that's it for that one. Okay, next one. Okay, I would not put this in your notes. I would just follow along here. So first, let's get the marks going. So HG is a side length, and HK is also a side length. So as soon as you see two sides are equal to each other, you know there's two angles that are equal to each other. You just got to be able to pick them out. If you go across from them, they would be angle G and angle K would be your answer for that one. G and K. Okay, let's go to the next one. If you know that angle KHJ, okay, it's going to make sure I mark it right here. There we go. Okay, that one. And KJH. Got it? Okay, it's right here. Okay, those two. If those two are the same, they're two angles. I just listed two angles. So that means there's got to be two sides. The sides across from these two would be, see, I draw an arrow. I got to list that side there. H to K. So HK would be an answer. And the other answer, the one would be across from this one, would be side KJ. Would be the answer for that one. We're skipping this one, but long story short here, reflexive, right? And then side, side, side. So we're skipping it though. Okay, this one does go into your notes, but I'd recommend just the picture. If all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same, and then it goes vice versa again. Maybe give it a title probably above it. Equilateral and equal angular. Just so you know what they're talking about. It's equilateral and equal angular. All right, so find the measures of angle PQ and R. So I'd put this one in right-hand side of your notes, guys. Okay, all the sides are the same. That means all the angles are the same. Okay, the interior angles are all the same. A couple lessons ago, I told you that the interior angles of a triangle, they add up to grand total of 180. And since all of them you don't know and they're all the same, if you want to take a little longer out, you'd go, 3x. But you guys know you're just going to divide by 3. So divide by 3, divide by 3. X equals 60. Each angle is 60. All right. So let me just page ahead here. See, I either want this one in or I'm thinking we're going to end up skipping this one. And then this is the last one. How about this? Let's put this one in. And I'll show you how to do this one. This one's actually part of your homework. Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll get this one in your notes. Okay, so let's see here. So you could start with X or Y. I really do want to start with Y first for this reason. See how all the angles are the same on this guy, on this triangle over here? See how those angles are the same? What that means is all the sides are the same too. So this one, this one, this one. So they're all 4. Because if that one's a 4, that one's a 4, that one's a 4. Okay, so go like this. So remember, this is gonna help us later if we label that a 4. This is also 4. So in other words, Y equals 4. Okay, now we go to the X. The X is located on that side, which would be the same as that side because of the base angles theorem. See the double angles right there? The sides across of them are the same. So whatever they are, you just set them equal to each other. So 4 equals X plus 1 minus 1 minus 1, X equals 3. Got your 2 answers. Okay, and we'll skip this one here. But it's very similar. If their base angles are the same, the sides that go with them are the same. But we'll just get to this last one here. And this one, it really is part of your homework, I believe. So as soon as you see the 2 tick marks, go to the base angles and then highlight them. There and there. They're the same. So automatically just put them equal to each other. X plus 7 equals 55. Minus 7 minus 7. Now the angle isn't 48. This angle is 55. But what does X represent? X represents 48. Okay, so the inside of a triangle all adds up to 180. We know that. And currently we know that this is 55, this is 55, and this is a big question mark. But we could set it up where the inside's a total of 180, and we know one of them's 55, and the other one's 55, and the other one is the letter Y, the unknown. Okay, and then 70 equals Y. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, and that's it, guys. So base angles, they're pretty popular here. You got these 2 angles. They go with these 2 sides. Go the opposite route. Let's say you got these 2 sides. It's definitely these 2 angles. Think of it going across, going across. Okay, so you guys have a fantastic Friday. I will see you on Monday.